It seems we are going to have absolute sunshine for the next few hours at least. And I'm going again to observe the Comet A3 Tsuchinshan-ATLAS. This is the third night I'm trying to observe the Comet Tsuchinshan, and it's the third clear night. So let's see what we can do. At the moment it's moving away from the sun, and every day sets a little bit later and I get a little bit fainter. Oh, hallelujah, just beside the LED light. That is off. Because we can see. If it was on, we could not see anything. Look at that comet. I think the magnitude of it is now around 2.5 to 3. Oh, what it proves to me is that despite the light pollution, this is the one, this is the quasar LED light, street light, to blind the nation. Despite that, you can still see the comet. I can see it easily with the binoculars, and I can also photograph it with this, Canon camera, DSLR, which is quite old actually. I think this camera is probably around 14 or 15 years old. Let's increase the ISO to 6400 and with a 2-second exposure. The comet is there. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, you can see the comet. I go back. Yeah, definitely there. Despite that, it is very bright. Let me go to the end of the garden. Probably I can do better there. Whoa, wow, I can take it now from the garden. This is the apple tree, Bramley apple tree. I'm making discoveries under the apple tree. Gravity and Newton and, the orbit of the comet around the sun, all related to gravity. And we are now doing optical things that Sir Isaac Newton was doing. Look at it. His friend Halley discovered that the comets, like Halley, have an orbit around the sun. They're not atmospheric phenomenon as the ancients thought. Hallelujah. Comet Tsuchinshan-ATLAS A3. Now I'm going 4 seconds with the 6400 ISO. Let's see what it will be. Ooh, wow. Let's see again closer. Oh, amazing. If I zoom on it, what will happen? Let's just zoom on it a little bit. But I may lose the focus, that's the problem. There is not very bright stars around it, and if I lose the focus, that's it. Okay, let's go 6 seconds and see what will be the result. ISO stays the same. Takes a while. Yeah, definitely the tail is really big. Really big. I can see so many stars in this image. And this is just a mobile phone from the screen of the camera I'm videoing. 2 apples on the top left corner. Okay, I have slightly zoomed now. You can see by the lens. I mean, I have zoomed a little bit out of focus, but more details you can see in the tail. Let me just do it a little bit more focus. I have to move it to the center slightly also. Okay, I've gone now to the 300mm focal length of this zoom lens. As you can see that the stars have moved, so this is not good. I can reduce the the time from 6 seconds to probably 2 seconds. Okay, the result is that the image is out of focus. No, I'm not going to actually zoom anymore. I'll go back to the way it was. Okay, now I'm back to the 2 second and 70mm focal length of the lens. The result is this. Not bad actually, I like it. The sky background is darker. You can see myriads of the stars. Amazing. Now I'm going to 8 second with the ISO of 6400. Let's see. 8 seconds is a long time. Oh, lovely. Let's just look at it. Oh, the tail is really big. Look at that. I mean, bigger than an apple anyway. Which is now to the left. The branch of it is visible. Lovely. I like that. Huh? Let's go matte. 10 seconds. That will be a long wait, but anyway, we may worth. Let's look at the street lights and the apple tree. Let's go back to, oh yeah, yes. Of course, you know that this camera is astrophoto adapted. That means the infrared filter, IR filter of the sensor is removed. So it's practically everything is a bit red. It doesn't filter that. That makes it more sensitive for the nebula and such things, which is good for astrophotography. Let's just zoom a little bit on the head. Nice. Very bright head. Nucleus of it. The halo is very bright, coma, as we call it. Okay, I'm now going for 13 seconds. Let's see how it with the result. Oh, that's amazing. Look at that. That's 13 seconds. The tail goes right to the top of the image, in the middle part of the top, full of little tiny stars. And you can see the two apples, Bramley apples. Probably 3. Newton, gravity, comet, Halley, and gravity of the sun, orbit, everything in one image. It was interesting, they discovered that in, I think, 16th century, that the tail of the comet is always away from the direction of the sun. Before that, it was not specifically referred to, although that an Iranian guy called Shirazi, Qutbuddin Shirazi, may have referred to that. But anyway, it may not have played the role it was supposed to, because the guys who did it later in the medieval Europe, Renaissance Europe, probably didn't know it, or did they know? We know that there's a possibility Copernicus knew about the observation and the Tusi couple of the Iranian astronomer Tusi from the Maragh observatory, because he used obviously the diagrams. Probably he saw that, Copernicus saw that when he was in the Vatican studying the manuscripts from the Persian manuscripts from the Maragh observatory, or through the later translations, who knows. Let's go 15 seconds. Will be a long wait. A quarter of a minute. Anyway, we have plenty of the light pollution to look at. Yeah, it's done. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, the tail is definitely bigger. Although the comet has moved with the rotation of the Earth and opposite rotation of the sky, you can see that it's moved slightly toward the, or significantly, I guess, toward the right. But the tail really extends to the top, middle, slightly toward the left top. It is a really big tail. I have now magnified it. Probably you can barely see a dark patch just to the top of the coma and the tail. People have actually been able to photograph the anti-tail. That is the tail that is part of the tail of the comet, but because of the perspective, we see it in the opposite direction of the main tail. Just funny tricks of optics. Here I can see the extension right away, a dark streak right away from the comet tail, emanating from the side of the coma toward around 5 o'clock. So that may actually point to the boundary of that anti-tail, may denote it in a way. Interesting. Let's go completely bananas and change it to 30 seconds. That's half a minute. Let's look at the light pollution around this area. Of course, I can look at this part. Let's come back to see what the camera, the Canon, is doing. And we are almost 20 seconds now, probably around this time. Look at this LED light. Yeah. Let's see what we can find here now. Ooh, gets really washed out. But the tail, you can see the extension of the tail goes back really high. Yeah, amazing. Okay, I'll go back to 10 seconds, but I increase the ISO to 12,800. Let's see how it will be. This will be relatively quicker compared to the previous ones. So be patient, bear with me. You will see the result any moment. Yeah, not bad actually. I like that. Yeah. You can see I've not changed the direction of the camera, so practically what you are seeing is the rotation of the Earth creating this movement of the comet. At the same time, we have to remember the comets move fast, especially when they are closer to Earth. And that sense that you can compare it with the stars beside it and just see the movement. It was very easy for me to see even 15 seconds visually with the comet Hyakutake when I saw it in the March, I think 1995 or 6. Yeah, that was a beautiful comet, the best comet I've ever seen. I don't think that that was the comet of the millennium. Big, from one corner of the sky to the next, 115 degree. I could stretch and view the tail, and this was just in the midnight, best closer than anything else other than the moon. 60 million kilometers was on that time, and it of course at that time moved away and just became a circumpolar comet, but fainter but yet visible. and there was no technology like what we have now. CCD cameras were very expensive, and only a few could afford it, and the normal cameras were not that sensitive anyway, or I didn't have anyway those kind of DSLRs who could actually photograph it. But visually I observed it, and I drew the tail of it on the Atlas that I had. I think it was Sky Atlas 2000, something like that. This is the night sky atlas I was referring to, and I draw my observations of the comet Hyakutake on this. That's the head of the comet. Head of the comet Hyakutake. This is the tail of it. Continues all the way down. And later, after this drawing, I actually could follow it further down. So this is the constellation Bootes. This is the star Alpha Bootes or Arcturus. This is the Corona Borealis. And amazing comet Hyakutake. Okay, I'm going now to increase the I've increased the exposure time to 13 seconds, and ISO to 12,800. It stays the same. Let's see how it will be. Darum, dum, dum, darum. Let's look at the light pollution again. I'm at the end of the garden, so you can see these things a little bit smaller light pollution. Ooh, let's just go back. The comet really moves, and I keep it the same so you can compare it when you see the movement. Also compare the movement of the head of the comet against the stars near it. I can say that the comet has moved. Actually, I can see that those two little stars beside it, to the lower left of it, are now more distant. But the tail is amazing. Look at the extension of it. Just for the sake of comparison, I'm going now to show you the Andromeda galaxy. This is a galaxy which was discovered by an Iranian astronomer called Al-Sufi. There is a crater on the moon named after him. This is 10-second exposure, 12,800. So that's the Andromeda galaxy. I'm not surprised that the Messier, Charles Messier, and his friend Peshin actually compiled the catalog of the Messier because these objects that look like comets were needed to be identified, so other observers will not take them by mistake for new comets. So you can see that they have this fuzzy shape, and they are looking similar to what a comet may look. Compare it with what you saw just a few minutes ago when I photographed the comet Tsuchinshan-ATLAS A3. Okay, I've tried now to center the Andromeda Galaxy M31, Messier 31. Let's see how it looks. It is 13 seconds of exposure. Let's see how it is. Yeah. So you can see better the extent of it, quite large. You can see the halo around it, not just the central part. And I'm sure if I look carefully, I will be able to see the M32 and the NGC 205. Yeah, actually I can see that that's this notch here. Now you see at the center this Uh, yeah, that's the center. That's the M32. Okay, the previous one was 10 seconds. Now I've reduced it to 8 seconds. And because the stars looked a little bit moved. So I'm now ISO increased to 25,600. Let's see the M31 with this setting. 8 seconds. Let's see. Maybe too bright even. Oh, hallelujah. That's actually better even. I like that. Nice details. Just with a, telephoto lens of 300 to 70. That is 70 setting of it, 70 millimeter setting. Practically equal to almost a finder scope. Okay, let's just with the same setting look at the Comet again. I love the sound of the church bells. It's so nice. They're practicing with the church bells. Beautiful. That's 8 seconds with 25,600 ISO. I may have actually not found it easy, but anyway, let's see if we have it anywhere in the field of view. Not yet, so we have to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, I found it again. Yeah, you can definitely see it has moved against those two stars. Now you can see that. He has definitely moved. The comet is moving. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And now I'm back to the 12,400, I think it was. And you can see that, the tail of the comet. Okay, I'm back to 6,408 seconds. Let's just see. And this is the result. Beautiful. Lovely. Look at it. Definitely the comet has moved. Follow the tail. Now I will try to image it with a mobile phone camera. I can tell the tail of the comet is around 7 degrees. Oh, the cat is here. Hello, Baz. Come on. You want a food? Hey, Baz only comes to me when he wants food. I'm going to take you. Okay, visually I cannot see the comet. And I could not see it even when it was a little higher. The cat is fed now, but I'm back and the comet has gone down. So this is how it looks. And it's quite fainter because it's just close to that LED street light. The beautiful moon is rising. Just 2 nights to the last quarter. And that's how it looks in the DSLR camera.